Hello everyone, I am Anjana, Assistant Professor, Department of Software Development. So in the previous session, we have learned some important features of Java programming language. So in this session, we will be learning about a concept called arrays. So what are arrays? Arrays is nothing but a collection of elements of the same type. So in Java, if we want to store some value, we need to create variables. So for example, if I need to store 2 numbers, I need to create 2 variables. If I need to store 10 numbers, I need to create 10 variables. Or what if I need to store 100 numbers, I need to create 100 variables, which is inefficient. So for that, to solve this problem, we use a concept called arrays. So arrays is actually a collection of elements of the same type. If I need to store 100 numbers, then I need to create a single array with size 100 so that we can store 100 elements in that single array. So as I said, array is a group of like-typed variables that are referred to us by a common name. And each item in an array is called element. An array can be classified into 2 types, one-dimensional array and two-dimensional array or multi-dimensional array. So in Java, to create an array, we use a keyword called new. So the syntax for creating an array is array name equal to new data type array size. So here the array name is the user defined name. We can give any meaningful name to the array. If I need to store marks of 10 students, then I can name the array as marks. So we can give any meaningful name, then equal to new. New is the keyword or operator. And then data type. Data type is the type of the data that we want to store in an array. Then inside the square brackets, we need to specify array size. If I need to store 100 values, then I can specify the size as 100. And one thing you have to note is that when we are specifying an array size, if you need to store 10 values, then you can either give 10 or a value greater than 10, not less than 10. If I need to store 20 values, if I create the size of the array as 15, then I only be able to store only 15 values. So you need to specify the size greater than the actual size or equal to the actual size. Okay. So when we create an array, Java will give an initial value to an array. If it's a numeric array, the initial value will be 0. If it's a character array, the initial value will be /0. If it's a Boolean array, then the initial value will be false. And if it's a string or any other objects, then Boolean value will be, initial value will be null. Then this is how we initialize an array. So when we create an array, we can also initialize an array. That is, we can pass the values of that particular array through our program. So this is the syntax for initializing an array. Data type, then array name. Then inside the curly brackets, specify the values. This is how we initialize an array. So we can pass the values to an array during compile time as well as in runtime. So if we are specifying during compile time, then we need to initialize array like this. Otherwise, if we are accepting the value during runtime, then accept it from the user during the runtime. Then there is a function available in Java to calculate the length of an array, which is length. The syntax for calculating length of an array is array name dot length. This will return the count of the total elements of an array. Then how can we access array elements? So actually, if we assign some values to the array, they are stored in indexes, or indices are actually 0 based. That is, it starts from 0 to array name dot length minus 1. That is, if we are declaring an array of size 10, then the index starts from 0 and ends at 9. That is 10 minus 1. Or if we are declaring an array of size n, the index starts at 0 and ends at n minus 1. So this is an example of array declaration. Here I have declared an array mylist of type double. Then and its size is specified as 10. So the array's index starts from 0 and ends at 9. So this is how values get stored in an array. So in the 0th index, first value will get stored. In the first index, second value will get stored. In the second index, third value will get stored, and so on. So the index starts from 0 and ends at 9. So last element will be stored in the index 9. So to access elements from an array, we need to specify the index and array name. That is, if the array name is mylist, if I want to access the first element of an array, then I need to specify mylist of 0. This will return the first element of the array. If I want to access the 10th element of an array, then I need to specify mylist of 9. Then I will get the 10th element in that particular array. Next, multidimensional array. So multidimensional array can be defined as array of arrays. So in case of one-dimensional array, the elements are stored in one dimension. That is only in single dimension. But in case of two-dimensional array, the elements are stored in rows and columns. That is like a table. So when we are creating a two-dimensional array, we need to specify the row size as well as column size. So this is the basic syntax for creating a two-dimensional array. That is data type, array name, 2 square brackets, one for row size and other for column size. Then new data type, that specify the row size and column size. So first we need to specify the row size, then we need to specify the column size. For example, int is the data type which specifies an integer. My array is the name of the array. Then 2 square brackets, new int of 3 of 3. Here 3 is the row size and this 3 is the column size. So the elements in this particular array will be stored in 3 rows and 3 columns. So this is how we initialize a two-dimensional array. So here I have created an array containing 3 rows and 3 columns. So when I am initializing an array, I need to specify 3 curly brackets since my array contains 3 rows. So I need to specify 3 curly brackets, and inside each curly brackets, I need to specify 3 elements because my column size is 3. So I need to specify 3 elements. So if my column size is 4, then I need to specify 4 elements in each curly brackets. So if my row size is 4, then I need to specify 4 curly brackets. So this is how I initialize an array. And how can we access elements from a two-dimensional array? So like one-dimensional array, two-dimensional arrays are also stored in index starting from 0. That is, here it is stored in a table format which contains 3 rows and 3 columns. Here also the index starts from 0. The row index starts from 0 and ends in row size minus 1, that is 2. And column index also starts in 0th index and ends in 2. That is column size minus 1, that is 3 minus 1, that is 2. And here in the 0th row and 0th column, the first element will get stored. So here in the array, the first element is 10. So this will be stored in the 0th row and 0th column. And in the 0th row and first column, second element will get stored. And the 0th row and second column, third element will get stored. So like that, all the elements will get stored. If I need to access the element 21 from this array, then I need to specify the array name, that is my array, then row index. So here 21 is stored in row 1. So the row index is 1. So my array of 1 of column index is also 1. So I again need to specify 1. So when I specify my array of 1, I will get the value 21. If I need to access the element 12, then I need to specify my array of 2 of 0. Then I will get the number 12. So this is how we access elements from an array. So that's all. So I hope you understood the concept of arrays. Thank you.